Perfect timing.
You are
You're
live.
muted.
We're live. Technical difficulties. Sorry about that.
You were not alone in that.
Okay.
All right, I am going to call this meeting to order. This is the November 17, 2020 Board of Adjustment meeting. The adequate notice has been given in accordance with the Sunshine Law. Notice was published on October 15, 2020 in the Star Ledger, the official newspaper for the Township of Springfield for the year 2020, and posted in the Annex Building on October 16, 2020. Notice of this meeting is also posted on the Township of Springfield's website. If we could stand to salute the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, can we have a roll call, please?
Yes. Mr. Mark Cunningham,
Here.
Mr. Stephen Hochstein,
Here.
Mr. Daniel Poltrock,
Here.
Mr. Harris Lawfer,
Present.
Mr. Stephen Furstenbaum, Ms. Kara Greco, Mr. Raj Sahada,
Here.
Vice Chair Schnur, and Chair Cohen.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's start with the resolutions from the October meeting. The first resolution on the agenda is for application 2020-26, which is 53 South Maple Avenue, block 902, lot 11. This was a front yard setback variance for front steps. Has every member had an opportunity to review the resolution? Are there any questions? And if not, does anyone want to motion to approve?
I'll move to approve.
Thank you. I'll second.
Second.
Mr. Hochstein,
Yes.
Chair Cohen,
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham,
Yes.
Mr. Lawfer.
I'm going to abstain because I wasn't there.
Thank you. Mr. Poltrock, I don't remember if you were there.
Yeah, I wasn't there either.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Sahada?
I think I was there. Yes. Yes, I remember this. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you. All right, the second resolution of memorialization is for application 2020-3, 170 US Route 22 East, block 3703, lot 11. This was site plan, preliminary and final site plan approval for a use variance, with a use variance for the Autoland Service Center. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the resolution? Do we have any questions, comments? And if not, motion to approve.
I'm sorry, Chair, can we just confirm, I think you said lot 11?
Oh, is it not?
I've got the.
Lot 1.
Lot
My
1,
apologies. Lot 1.
thank you.
Sorry. Thank you, Bruce.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Great. Mr. Hochstein,
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham,
Yes.
Mr. Sahada,
Yes.
and Chair Cohen.
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we will move on to the applications on the agenda. The first application that we're going to call forward is application 2020-24. This is at 18 Brook Street, block 705, lot 31. This is a side yard setback variance request for a deck. Do we have the applicants here in our Zoom? Yes.
How you doing? Good afternoon.
How are you?
How are you doing?
We're going to have you sworn in.
Okay.
Mr. Lambito, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
Please state your full name and your home address.
It's Edward Lombada, 18 Brook Street, Springfield, New Jersey, 07081.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, sir. So just before we get started, for participants that are here on the Zoom, the way that this will work, housekeeping, we do this every meeting in this virtual world, but we'll have the applicants come forward. They will present their case. If there are any it'll open up to the public for each of those witnesses, and the public will give an opportunity to speak. If we do have professionals, each professional will have a chance to testify, and after each professional, we will give the public an opportunity to speak or ask questions. At the close of the matter or the case that's presented, we will also open it up to the general public for any questions or comments. And then the board will meet. Good evening, how are you? If you want to just walk us through what you're looking to do on your property and the request that's being made, the floor is yours.
Okay, so basically what the plans were for a larger deck than the existing. The existing was just a small deck that was near the rear door. We wanted to make a larger deck with the width size of the house. The reason that we filed for the variance is because the house is built 3 feet from the property line. So in order to do so, we would have to file for a variance due to the location of the house. So, but underneath what would be the deck, there is an area that's paved that is, from my understanding from the township, I forgot the gentleman's name, but I spoke to, he said that wouldn't count. So technically the amount that I'm actually adding is to the paved area, according to them, is what falls under the variance.
Okay, thank you. Can we just pull up the survey real quick? Thanks. I think it's easier to have a visual.
Yeah, and the house was built on an angle, so it's 3 feet from the property line on the front, and in the back, there is more of a distance from the property line. And from my understanding, one of the main concerns would be whether a fire truck or any type of emergency vehicle could get in between the two dwellings. Being that we're actually moving further away from the property line, I didn't see an obstruction with an emergency vehicle being able to pull in to the rear of 18 and 22 Brook Street for any emergency.
Okay, thank you. Do any members of the board have any questions or comments?
I have a comment. It seems to me that you're not asking for a 3-foot variance, that it starts at 4 feet and actually goes further away. And that the 3 feet is where the house is, not where the deck is. Am I correct?
Yeah, well, it's 3 foot in the front. In the rear, it's 4 foot, and then, so yes, I guess technically I'm asking for 4 feet in the back because well, like I said, it's on an angle, so where it connects to the house would be 4 feet. Towards the back, it'll actually be even less because of the way
It'll be further away from the property line. So the reason I'm just
Exactly.
making a point of it is I don't think we should give a variance for 3 feet, because that means you can actually go closer to the lot. And it should start at 4 feet and parallel the house and go further away is what you're asking for.
Sorry, I misunderstood the.
If I might, if the variance is for a side yard variance without a distance, because no matter what it is, it's violating the 8-foot setback. And the construction has to be according to the plan, which is what our resolutions say. I think that would cover it.
Okay, just, if we said 3 feet, it means he could actually build the deck closer, so.
Cor- Correct.
Right. So I
The
think we just have to be
variance
clear.
will be,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry. It'll be a side yard variance to be built consistent with the plan that was submitted.
Exactly.
I don't have any other questions. That was just, I just saw the plan and it just looked a little different than the numbers on the form you filled out.
Yeah, my apologies. It's just homeowner just trying to do my best.
Thank you. Do we have any other questions or comments from the board?
Variance then for 5 feet, or I know it's according to the plan, it's not the best plan. That's why I just wanted to make sure it was clear.
It
what
looks
the
like it
variance-
starts at 4.08 and goes further based on the corner of the house is 4.08 away from the property line.
Granting the 5-foot variance to allow for the 3-foot minimum. And help out Bruce here with how it would be worded in the resolution.
What I normally do is I don't put a particular distance because whatever it is, it needs the variance. The variance will cover, it'll, as Mr. Hochstein said, it'll start at 4.08. It'll get further away from the property line, but the depth of the deck, from the house going back, whatever that distance is, that'll be the limit of where they can build.
Do you think that we could add no less than the 4.08 then? I mean, just to clarify so that,
Sure. Yep.
will that satisfy Mr. Hochstein?
I would just say that it would be in aligned with the same line of the left of the side of the house, and it would be aligned with it, and
Yep.
and that would be kind of what he's drawn anyway. And I
Yep.
assume that's what he wants, what his intention is.
Yes.
That can be done. I can word it that way. Yep.
I agree
Okay.
that that's a
I
fair
don't-
way of treating it.
Sorry, just wanted to say though, I don't know, I mean, if you mean a straight line, it's diagonal though, right? Because it gets further from the side as you move back because of the angle of the house.
Right, so it would
Okay.
align with the house angle, not the
Mhm.
property line.
Perfect.
Correct. Yeah,
Mr.
parallel to the house. Or,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll figure out the wording. I understand.
Aligned with the house lines.
Do we have any other questions or comments?
Yeah, is there going to be an addition to the existing deck, or is it a brand new one? Totally.
No, it'd be entirely no.
Any other board members have any questions? Are there any members of the public that wish to speak or have any questions? You can type your name and address into the Q&A. And if you are dialing in, you can hit *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute. I don't see any. Okay, I'm in support of granting the variance. With the wording that we worked out with Bruce. So if the board is in agreement, we can entertain a motion to approve.
Madam Chair, I move to approve this variance with the pre-agreed upon wording with Mr. Bergen.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Lawfer,
Yes.
Mr. Sahada,
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham,
Yes.
Mr. Hochstein,
Yes.
Mr. Poltrock,
Yes.
and Chair Cohen.
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Thank you very much. Have a good night, guys.
The next application that we will call up is application number 2020-27. This is for the property located at 114 Mizell Avenue, block 809, lot 27, a request for a front yard setback variance to construct a fence or install a fence. Do we have the applicant? Yes, the applicant is here. If you could unmute and start your video. Miss Kennedy.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
good. How are you?
Good, thank you. We're just gonna swear you in.
Okay.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
Please state your full name and address. Spell your last name.
Jessica Kennedy, Kennedy, 114 Mizell Avenue, Springfield, New Jersey, 07081.
Thank you.
Good evening. If you
Hi.
could just tell us a little bit about what you're looking to do and the relief that you're requesting.
So we have a left side yard, no backyard, and we are requesting to put up a 4-foot cedar picket fence. We have 4 young kids under the age of 10 and a dog, and we live close to Mizell Avenue, so it's basically just for safety. And so I guess apologize if I don't have the wording correct, but I believe the front setback is 30 feet, and we're asking for an extra 14.6 feet so that we can put the fence on our property line instead of I guess the regular one is it's like kind of like cuts our yard in half. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly.
Basically, so you don't have a yard. We can't do it.
Yeah, it basically makes it so we don't have a yard if we use the existing setback.
It's 30-foot setback. It doesn't work.
Yeah, so we're asking for an extra 14 feet for a wood picket fence, and that's it.
Okay, thank you. Apu, do you mind just bringing up in the application? I think it's the survey that has the fence line drawn out. Yeah, that
It has the what? Yeah, I have the survey.
This is-
Madam
yeah,
Chair,
this
if I
survey.
might, if
What-
I understand correctly, this is a corner yard, a corner lot.
A corner, yes.
So technically, this fence is going in a front yard. So what they need is a variance to allow the fence in the front yard,
Correct.
as opposed to a setback variance.
Okay, correct. So I guess the existing, I guess, is the required is 30 feet, and we're asking for a 14. So that we can put it on the property line instead of all the way in the back. Does that make sense?
Yes.
The sketch that I on the survey that I did.
I think you're asking for a fence on the property line, not a 14-foot setback. Am I correct?
Okay, correct. Yes, you're correct.
It's a
Okay.
zero.
Sorry, I'm looking at the zoning chart also and trying to incorporate it with the survey, and I think I'm just not doing that correctly. So, so we want to just put it on. We want to put the 4-foot fence on the property line.
And we're talking about a 4-foot cedar fence all around, correct?
Yeah, it'll be spaced so you can, there shouldn't be any visibility issues. It's not that high, so.
So to say, this is that issue. Don't add new words. Just, yes, don't add words.
Any members have any questions?
I
Yeah,
think that
how
we,
high is the fence?
4 feet.
4 feet is what we're
I
asking.
must have missed that. Sorry.
we have in the past granted this type of variance on a corner lot because of the unusual situation. Just want to point that out.
Right. Yeah, I know the guy down the street, he has the same thing and he has one.
Yeah, when you're on a corner lot, it's a safety concern.
Right.
There's no issue here with safety.
Do we have any members of the public that have any questions?
However, the fence that we're asking, the side of the house that we're asking to put it on is not the corner though. If that helps.
You don't really have the ability to put a fence on the corner.
Right. No, we're not putting one on the corner. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on the other side.
I would also like to suggest that you stake it so that somebody from the town can approve it before you actually put it up to make sure you're on the property line.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Do we have any members of the public that have any questions? Okay, seeing none. Any members of the board have any further comments? I'm in favor of granting the variance. As Mr. Hochstein said, yes, we've looked favorably upon this in the past, and I do think that there are safety concerns when you're on a corner lot, so I'd be in favor of approving the request. Is there a motion to approve by any members of the board?
Motion to approve.
I'll second it then. Can we make it clear that it's subject to staking so we're sure it's on the property line?
Yes.
Mr. Polchak, did you make that motion?
I did.
Great. Mr. Polchak,
Yes.
Mr. Lawfer,
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham,
Yes.
Mr. Hochstein,
Yes.
Mr. Sahada,
Yes.
and Chair Cohen.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
too.
Okay, the next application to present is application number 2020-28, 27 Little Brook Road, block 3201, lot 8, a request for a rear yard setback variance to construct a deck. Are the applicants here? I don't see them yet.
I don't see a name in the attendees list that matches the application, so I'm not sure who to move forward.
If this is your application, if you could either raise your hand as a participant or put your name into the Q&A so that we can let you into the panel. Again, I'm just, oh, here, I see a Q&A there. Tim, Apu. You're muted. If you can unmute, yes, perfect,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay.
Good evening, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good.
This is my husband,
Good
Tim.
evening. How are you all?
We're gonna swear you in before you present your case.
Okay.
Are you
Are you
both?
both speaking? Sorry.
Yes, mostly him. Yeah.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
And would each of you please state your name, spell your last name, and give your address?
Chineri Tewksbury, 27 Little Brook Road, Springfield, New Jersey, 07081.
And Tim Tewksbury, Tewksbury.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. If you would like to just tell the board about what you would like to do in the relief that you are requesting tonight.
Okay, great. Thanks. So we'd like to put in a deck in our backyard. We recently purchased the home, and with the protocols with COVID and the emphasis on being able to be outdoors in open space and open air. We would really like to have this space established. It's a 16 foot, by 32 foot, 32, horizontally 16 feet towards the forest area. And we have the challenge of the irregular shape of the lot, where we wouldn't be able to put in a deck on the right side of the home because it's visible to the street. We would really like to be able to utilize this space. What's existing there now are two very old sets of stairs that we would tear down in order to put the deck in. We feel that the beauty will certainly be enhanced with the deck versus the stairs.
Yeah, the stairs are crumbling, and apparently the stairs on the right-hand side we see on the survey, those aren't to code anyway, according to Bob, I think.
Okay, thank you. Apu, if you could just bring up the marked up survey so we could just visually look at the request and the location of the deck on the dimensions. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Do any members of the board have any questions for the applicants?
I do. According to your three-dimensional sketch, you're showing the stairs that are stopping before the building, but according to your plan, it looks like the deck goes all the way to the end. Are you stopping the deck to allow for the stairs, or the stairs going to encroach into the side yard?
Where the deck is where there's the entrance to our laundry room slash kitchen, and so it's going to be over where the stairs would have been, to the edge of the property.
So is there going to be a stairway to go to the left side?
No, we had to actually remove that.
Okay, so that three-dimensional sketch you have is wrong.
Right, because that was done previously before we spoke with Bob in zoning, I think.
Okay, so are you saying left side, Steve, as you're facing the back part of the house, or?
Yeah,
at the 7-7, if you look at their sketch, which is the one which shows the back of the house with the stairway going off to the side, it's different than their plan. I just wanted to clarify what they're asking for.
Right.
So,
when I sketched it up, sorry. When I
so
sketched
I
it up,
just want to make sure that you're not going to have the stairway there, and it's going to be according to the plan, not according to your three-dimensional sketch.
Right.
Right. If we could just scroll down to the three-dimensional sketch, I think it will show what Mr. Hochstein is talking about, right?
Keep going
in
to the next one,
Keep going.
right there.
Here, yeah.
Whoop, you passed it.
That how. it
See where
should
the,
look. No.
yep, you passed it.
Yeah.
Go back
Yeah,
the other way. Right there.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, that's not gonna be there.
But you
Yeah,
see the
so
way,
the- yeah,
the way the
those
stairway
stairs-
is shown in that drawing. So you're not planning on building it like that. You're gonna build it like the plan. And I believe
Right,
on your zoning chart, I don't know if you need a variance to build the deck at 7'7", but that might be an additional variance that you're asking for. I'm not sure what the
Okay.
rule is as far as a deck, whether that's considered building or an accessory or how that works.
where the 7'7" is?
Right,
Oh, I
your
see.
existing house is non-conforming and you're gonna extend it. So is that a variance for extending a non-conforming if you're building the deck? That was my only question.
So do we have an idea of what the height will be?
Oh, the height of the deck?
The height of the deck, yeah. I don't think it's gonna be anywhere near 7'7".
No. It's not gonna be.
Yeah, so, your question, Steve, first of all, the stairs that we can see on your screen right now will not exist. The deck is going to end before the stairs on that side, and the stairs will be on the other side of the house by where the sliding doors are. And the height of the deck itself, we don't believe is going to be anywhere near 7'7".
No, it's not gonna be that.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't talking about the height. I was talking about the distance from the side yard. I don't know if a deck
okay.
is considered a building and if that's a variance, but I don't know the exact rule. But if it is, it's something that we should document.
Okay.
If I might,
Okay, but again, those stairs aren't going to be a factor.
Madam
Okay,
Chair,
yes, Mr. Bergen, if you could clarify or answer the question.
well, the required setback is 20 feet. So the house does violate that. So what I'm unclear about now is, are these steps just being taken out? Or per the plan, is the deck gonna go all the way to the corner of the house?
The deck is gonna go all the way to the corner of the house.
Okay, I'm sorry, it's proposed to go to the corner of the house?
Yes,
Okay, then that would require a side yard variance because you are increasing the violation.
I don't think we're understanding you, or my wife is understanding you properly. The deck is not designed to go to the corner of the house on either side.
no, it is, Tim.
No, it's not. I mean, looking at your picture.
Well,
That is incorrect.
the problem.
It is going to the side of the house.
The problem is that the markup on the survey is different than this picture.
Right.
So the
Okay.
question is, how's it proposed to be built? Because that will change what your application requires.
Okay, so we were gonna plant, oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, actually, it's gonna be not to the end of the deck.
You still have the 7'7".
On that one 3D drawing, it's going to stop where those stairs stop, where those stairs begin. I see what you're saying now.
So you still should have the 7'7" before you get to the corner of the house.
Oh, okay.
I believe no matter what you do, you're gonna need a variance unless you're gonna be 20 feet from the side yard, unless there's a different rule for accessory. I think we should document that as a requested variance personally.
I believe that's correct. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
And on the other side, it's not going to go to the corner of the house.
No, it's not.
Okay, there we go. So on neither side are we extending the deck to the corner of the house.
So again, just to make sure the record is clear, the markup on the survey says that the deck will be 32 feet wide. You're saying that it's not going to be that wide. Is that correct?
This is going to be that wide, but the survey, the sketch here, doesn't reflect the 32 feet.
Yeah.
So it's from the edge of the house to where the brick steps are is not 32 feet. The 32 feet is up to where the steps are on the left-hand side of the survey, where it says 7'7".
All right, so again, to make the record clear, the picture that shows the steps, those steps are going to be eliminated and the deck will end where it shows in that drawing. The survey is incorrect. The 32 feet is correct, but the drawing is incorrect?
Right.
Okay. Madam Chair, if the board understands, I think I do at this point.
Okay.
So what is the required distance from the side yard for a deck? That was my question. I think if it's considered part of the building, anything you ask for up to less than 20 feet is going to require a request for a side yard variance.
That's correct. And it has the same setback as the building requirement. So it is 20 feet. So there will be a need for a side yard setback variance.
Okay. And you're referring to, as you're facing the back of the house, you're referring to the steps on the left, correct?
Yes.
So the question is, how far back do you want to be from the side yard so that can be documented in any kind of resolution?
So it'd be 7.
And are you referring to the right side or the
No.
left side of the house as you're facing it from the
Look.
back?
The distance from where it ends.
Aren't we referring to the side that was flush with the house? That was on the
Yes.
survey?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's referring to the side on the left-hand side, it's 7'7". It is not going to continue to the end of the home. And I believe that's about 10 feet, so it'll be 17 feet to where the edge of the steps is. So it'd be 17'7" from the side yard. 17'7".
Madam Chair, can I suggest that there be a condition, if the board is so inclined to grant it, that there be a condition that an updated survey be submitted showing the actual location and dimensions of the deck?
Okay.
We can do that.
I don't see a problem with the deck. I just think it needs to be clarified of what you're asking for.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
So how do we submit that? What's our next steps at our end?
I'll submit it to Jen.
Okay.
I'll submit it to Jen.
Okay. Is that okay? We'll submit it to Jen. Okay.
Yes.
Take care of that.
So just to be clear, are we deciding this application today?
It's up to the board. I think that we have to, if we're deciding the application, we have to have the wording correct, which is not just a variance relief for the rear yard setback, but also side yard setback relief. With the condition that a new survey marked up be submitted to the board secretary indicating the side yard.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Before we deliberate, I want to open this up to the members of the public. if they have any questions or comments. I do see a member that is in the Q&A that would like to speak. Abu. Good evening.
Mr. Castler, can you turn your camera on, please? Is it your intention to ask a question of the witnesses or to give a comment?
You're muted.
Good evening. A comment as both a neighboring resident as a professional planner.
Okay, then I'm going to ask you to please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
I certainly do.
Please state your name, spell your last name, give your address.
My name is Jason Kassler, Kasler. I live at 34 Little Brook Road, across the street from the Tewksbury's. I am a licensed planner, certified by the state of New Jersey and American Institute of Certified Planners. I don't know if that's enough for this discussion. I got the 200-foot notice and I reviewed the Tewksbury's application. I do agree with the board that they do also require a side yard setback and a rear yard setback. This is clearly a C1 variance with the issues of we're in an S120 zone, which requires 22,000 square feet, and they're only at 13,000 square feet, so they're severely undersized lot. I hate to say this, either my eyes are going or I can't read your ordinance. I didn't know if the lot depth was 150 feet or 160 feet for the zone. But because they're on a interior corner lot, they only have 115 feet of depth. So when you add a 50-foot front yard and a 50-foot rear yard, you can only have a 15-foot deep building. So as you indicated that the building itself is non-conforming. So that meets the negative the criteria of the hardship and the negative criteria that there's no substantial detriment. For those who don't know, Little Brook, their backyard is the county parkland. So any negative impact that will be felt by having a less than full rear yard is felt by open space. So there really isn't a negative impact to that. And if you want to sprinkle a little C2 testimony in there, we also get wildlife. So to have a raised deck would prevent, we have bear, we've had deer, turkey, coyote, fox. So to have an outdoor living space that is elevated is also a benefit. So I think it meets both C1 and a C2. And from the neighbor hat that I'm now switching to, I've met them a few times. They seem like very lovely people. I think this will be a good addition to their home. And in my opinion, when you enhance your house, you're enhancing the neighborhood, which is good for everybody. So with that, those are my comments. And if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Thank you very much. Do we have any questions? Thank you, Mr. Kassler.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other members of the public that wish to speak? I'm seeing none. So long as we clarify the relief that is requested and the condition to update the survey and submit, I am in favor of granting the relief for all of the reasons that Mr. Gassler put forward, this, this is a benefit. So, are there any other comments from the board, or do you want to entertain a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve with the conditions that you stated.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Hochstein,
Yes.
Mr. Lawfer,
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham,
Yes.
Mr. Poltrock,
Yes.
Mr. Sahada,
Yes.
and Chair Cohen.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Yay.
Excellent.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very
Thank you
much.
very much.
Have a wonderful evening.
Thanks.
you too.
You too.
Have
Bye-bye.
a good evening.
Okay, the final application that we have on the agenda this evening is application number 2020-29, 513 Ashwood Road, block 3201, lot 8. A request for front yard setback variance, lot coverage variance to expand the front porch. Good evening, Mr. Ambos. Ambos, if you could unmute, please, and turn your camera on for us. Are you able to do so?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, perfect.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Good evening.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good, thank you. We're just going to swear you in.
Mr. Ambos, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
Please state your full name, spell your last name, and give your home address.
My name is Roger Ambos, A-M-B-O-S. My address is 513 Ashwood Road in Springfield, New Jersey, 07081.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you could just give the board the benefit of explaining the requests that you are seeking tonight and what you're looking to do on your property.
Okay, basically what I need is a porch on a front yard. The way I see over here in the plans, I just need an extra 3 feet from my my lot line to the property. And the benefits, we're looking for a outdoor space that has a roof on it. All my family, we love the outside, and I have elderly relatives. And basically,
Thank you. Do any members of the board have any questions? Can we just, pull up the plans, please?
Any particular page?
I guess we could just look at, but maybe the second, maybe help there. Let me see. Okay. So do we have any members of the, any board members, sorry, have any questions or comments?
So if I'm reading the plans correctly, I'm seeing a partial roof coverage and not. And the roof coverage is 3 feet of an overhang. Is that correct?
the way I see it, like I said, from the roof line all the way to the front of the property is 27 feet from the roof line. And what the town expects is 30 feet. So I'm saying that to do the math is only extra 3 feet that I needed to do the front porch.
Are there any other questions?
I think what Mr. Lawfer was saying is that the roof is not shown in your plans, but you're asking to extend the roof over the porch. Am I correct?
That is correct. Thank you, Mr. Hochstein. I'm just asking, what is the roof extension that you're asking for? That's my only question.
I don't know exactly the numbers, but like I said, the way I see it from the roof line all the way to the beginning of the property is 27 feet. And just the roof itself is less than a foot from the porch.
Madam Chair, if I could suggest maybe looking at the drawing on the first page, it might be a little clearer.
Yeah, if you look at the front, yeah, that one, you can see better.
Maybe just pull back a little bit up, show a little more. Good, thank you.
Yeah, you can see the number here from the property line all the way to the roof line. It's actually 27 feet, like I said. And in the town, it's supposed to be 30 feet. So that's the extra 3 feet that I need.
I'll just add that a 5-foot porch really isn't a lot of space, and asking for an 8-foot porch makes it a little more usable on the front. And I personally don't think it's a big impact on the street.
I agree.
Okay, great. Do we have any other members of the board that have any questions? I'm going to open it up to the public to see if there's any questions or comments from the public at this time.
Madam Chair, while you're doing that, if I could just point out on the zoning chart that's on the plan, it does not appear that there is a lot coverage variance needed, even though it's listed on the application. If I'm reading this correctly, the maximum lot coverage is 36%. With the addition, it's still only 35.49%. So it seems like it's only the front yard setback variance that's required.
I'm just looking at it. Okay, good. So the relief that's requested is for the front yard setback for the 27 feet. That is what is before the board right now. Again, I'm sorry, just let me open it up to the public to see if there's any comments or questions. I'm seeing none. I'm in agreement with Mr. Lawfer and Mr. Hochstein. I don't see any detriment to allowing this, and I would be in favor or in support of granting the request or the relief that's requested. And unless members of the board have any further comments, we could entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
I'll
Second. Mr. Cunningham can have it.
Okay. Mr. Sahada,
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham,
Yes.
Mr. Hochstein,
Yes.
Mr. Poltrock,
Yes.
Mr. Lawfer,
Yes.
and Chair Cohen.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Everyone have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Happy holidays.
You too. Stay safe.
You guys,
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Have a good one.
Good night.
everyone.
Safe.